Um, well, my name is Natasha Patterson. I am a program coordinator at Central Carolina Community College for Upper Bound Math Science. I am a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I served for 8 years during the Desert Storm time frame. And I'm a mother of one great college student. My hope was to go to college out of high school, like most people. However, my mother is from Costa Rica, and first generation. So I would have been first generation, and not only just first generation, but she's from another country. So her idea of America was to work. So she didn't know how to encourage me out of high school to go to college. She didn't have the knowledge to help pursue that. I was a very good student, and I wanted to go to school. So the military, had that option of helping you go to school, pay for your school with the GI Bill, those kinds of things. So that was my initial goal for joining the military, was to eventually get a college degree. What the offer was that there was a tuition assistance program when you were active duty, and there was a 75% tuition assistance that you could get for the classes that you took while you were on active duty. I was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. On that base, they had Campbell University as a satellite campus, and I went there and I registered, got my classes. When you're active duty, you actually have to get permission from your CO or your company first sergeant to make sure that you can take the classes, that it doesn't interfere with your work schedule at all. My position was as in a comm center, and I worked 12-hour shifts. They offered and allowed for me to leave work in order to take my classes while I was on campus. So the portion of taking classes and what steps I needed to take were kind of already mapped out for us. So they were pretty easy with that. The money was there through the military, so you didn't get to have the understanding of really, financial aid and all those other things that I ran into after I got out of Japan. I got orders to go to Okinawa, Japan for a year. My goal again was always to be in school, so some kind of way to make sure that I was taking classes. When I got to Okinawa, I pursued that there as well. However, Campbell University was not a satellite campus on their campus. The University of Maryland was a satellite campus. So then I had to apply to the University of Maryland satellite campus on Okinawa in an effort to take classes. And so once I got out of the Marine Corps, it was a difficult transition. I didn't know where to go. When the good thing about being in the military is that everything that I needed was there on my base. So I knew where to go, how to navigate that. When I got out, I didn't know what school I should use. I didn't know what programs that they had. I mean, my kind of got discouraged early on. Just trying to focus on taking care of my kid and working and doing those things that I needed to do as an adult. And so it took me about maybe another 6 or 7 years to get into school. There was really no acknowledgement of my veteran status. I was just another non-traditional student. So I didn't get any information on vet services or where I needed to go. By this time, I didn't have my GI Bill anymore. I had utilized my GI Bill money at the community college. So there was no, there was none of that. There was no veteran-friendly academic advising or anybody that, and if there were, nobody directed me to that. So I didn't have any of that experience. I was just a student, a non-traditional student. Although initially I went because I wanted to go to school, I would never trade the fact that I served my country for 8 years as a Marine for anything. So the discipline that I gained, even though, like I said initially, a lot of things are already mapped out for you, my level of don't quit, not giving up, working together with other people is something that you get from your experience as a military person. And so I had that drive. And so that's what, although I was a single mom, I was working a full-time job, and I was a full-time student. By the time I got to the university, I was taking the full 12 units. there was no quit. There was no, and that came from my dedication from learning what I learned and how my survival skills and being able to be flexible that you get from being a military person. So my Marine Corps years helped me to understand that I was going to persist and be disciplined in whatever it is that I do.